All right, we'll open up the June 2026 zoning board of appeals meeting. We'll start with the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Chairs, no, this is good.
All right. No public hearings, no public comments. We have tonight in front of us Carl Razowitz, area variance application. I think we've all had a chance to read the application, right? Carl, can you tell us a little bit more what you want to do, or I can see what you're trying to achieve here, but why can't, my question is, why are you here tonight? I mean, you have a 2-acre property, looks like you have lots of space. What do we need this variance for?
So I want to build a garage close to my house.
Mm-hmm.
I do have 2 acres, but it's narrow and long. So, where I currently have a shed is, resides within the limits, but that's a small 14 by 32. I want to build a bigger pole barn, garage there. And, my septic system is in the backyard, which is my whole back lawn. So if I was to build my garage or barn, it would be, 80, 90 feet past the back end of my septic into the back part of my property. At that point, it's just, who wants to walk, 180 feet when you get out of your car, or to go to your barn, or to whatever, through the snow and stuff, so. I just applied for variance to see if I can build, 5 feet off the property line.
Yeah.
There's no houses around there, there's a 60-foot right of way that's there.
Is the right of way in question, as far as like the back part of the property? We already have our driveway entrance toward the front of the property, and not sure that we can build another one if we did go deeper with the garage.
So your current driveway comes from Shady Lane directly to where you propose to build the barn?
No, my current driveway comes off of Shady Lane and goes on to the right of way, goes down the right of way, and then takes a left into my
Into our
property.
property.
Oh, okay. So that driveway that you see in the aerial photo, you have a right of way on?
Correct. That was there when I purchased the house. That was
That's
there.
Mr. Tricky's land that the
Yes.
right of way is on?
Correct. The 60-foot right of way.
Yeah, it's basically a driveway that's adjacent to that. If you look at the tax map, it'll show you better that it's like a keyhole lot that goes back.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, if I could, I would, in order to reside inside the limits between the setback and my septic, the building would be narrow
20 feet.
and it just looked stupid to have such a skinny little and such a long building.
It wouldn't suit the purposes of what we need with that kind of a layout. And the septic is questionable. What, the leach field is in the backyard adjacent to where the current shed is that we use as a garage. And so we have like a hand-drawn map that Carl got when he got the house, with an estimation of where the 6 fingers of leach are. And we're not sure how close that goes to the garage. We know if we go from where the garage is right now and get the variance within 5 feet, then that side of the garage we know is okay, because we already laid shale and stuff down there.
See if you have any questions.
Yeah, I have another question. Will you be putting water in this barn?
No,
No, so you don't need to connect to the septic?
No.
Okay.
Well, here's where we're at right now, I guess. This is, and somebody feels different, please speak up on the board, but this, there's a couple things here in the New York State zoning that warrant a variance. And unfortunately, there's nothing here at the moment that warrants any kind of variance being given to this project. There's a couple things here. The applicant can achieve the same benefit can be achieved by another method feasible for the applicant to pursue other than an area variance. And they also say that whether the alleged difficulty was self-created, which consideration shall be relevant to the decision of the zoning board of appeals, but shall not necessarily prelude to the granting of the area variance, where I feel this kind of comes into play here. There's other methods that can be done, obviously narrowing down the building, moving the building. Does anybody have any different thoughts?
Yeah, well, yours is real clear.
The original pictures are much better than the copies. I just didn't want to lose them, so make sure I got them back.
Well, one of the key questions I think for us is the exact location of your drainage field for the septic,
Well,
and how that relates
survey.
to it.
I don't know.
If that's drawn to scale, it would look like you have another 10 feet.
I don't know how close you could build to your leach field without interrupting any of that.
A leach field setback off a line would be 10 feet, so I would say
I think it's
10
just-
feet would be safe. Off of a property line, I believe. Leach
Yeah,
field
so
is
I don't even know if I would,
10.
I think the
Able-
septic is 50, but I don't know about the leach field. Or, I know there's a setback for the
Yeah.
septic, but I don't know about the field, the runoff.
yeah, I mean, my tank
Have
is
to
like,
ask.
the tank is basically in the middle of the backyard. And then it goes out with 6 fingers,
Mhm.
you know,
And
Probably
So-
about 50 feet long or so.
yeah, or longer.
I
I
think
mean,
they're
it's,
longer.
it's a ways back where it goes.
We have a 70-foot garden in the humps are
The-
even with the
Yeah,
garden.
roughly about that.
What kind of foundation will this new building have?
It's a pole barn structure.
The
Pole barn?
Yeah,
Okay,
so between the septic
Oh,
and
yeah.
the setback, you're awful narrow.
Yeah.
You know, if you wanted to pull, 2 cars into the barn or something like that, I mean, it's just, it defeats the purpose.
so again, to follow up on the question we had earlier, if you come down the right-of-way driveway that shows up in the aerial photo, you're going to be making a left into this new structure.
No,
No.
into my existing driveway.
Existing driveway, not putting a new one in.
Right, but to get into the building,
You're
yeah,
talking about-
this is the driveway.
Yeah.
You have to make a left turn into the building, correct?
It would be a left turn into our driveway and a right turn into the
Then I
building,
might turn into the building.
as the current shed is set up.
Could you come up and look at this picture?
Yeah, we're
And because
not
this
getting
shows
there.
you to be left unless it's a backward picture. This is your right of way?
Yep, this is the right of way, this is my driveway,
Mhm.
right,
Going to the house.
going
Okay,
to the house.
Got it.
Right here is a current shed that I got approval to put in there. So this is where I wanna put it, due to the septic and the setback.
Okay.
So you're going to be removing the existing building or,
Yes,
all right. And you got a permit to build that building?
it's
No, I got
a,
denied, that's why it's here.
no, the original building, it's a storage shed, it's a 14 by 32 storage shed. That was delivered there years ago.
How will you move that?
Put it on the trailer and move it,
Oh,
just the way it came.
okay.
It came on a trailer. My dad sells buildings. We have a trailer. We could put it on a trailer and move it.
So there's nowhere you could move that even 10 feet that way to give you the 15 feet?
I'm not clear on these fingers. The closer I come to to my septic, you know, that's the problem.
Yeah.
You know, the septic's right there, you know, so if you need to be X amount of feet off of that, and then X amount of feet off the property line, now you just have
For him
this
to figure out where those
narrow,
fingers are,
narrow
Somebody
building.
come in
that's
there.
part of the survey, right? Just.
Yeah.
I just take a test to figure out where the finger is. No, I know that. I'm more of that.
You know,
You know, again, I don't see the hardship that's here, that's not self-inflicted. And you have more property to build on. That being said, let's say we go through with this application and approve it, we're gonna need a license survey up to date showing the building, which could be possibly a couple $1,000s and send it back.
I have another survey.
We're gonna need a survey showing where that building is exactly
What,
gonna go, so we can grant, if we grant the variance off of that, that's what we'd be granting and referencing.
that I can do.
And that's still not anything guaranteed. You know, again, it falls back to, we don't have anything here that warrants a need, or that's something that wasn't self-inflicted. If somebody has something different on the board, please speak up.
Did you build the house and the septic?
I bought it
Okay.
that way. I just keep making improvements, you know what I mean? And
Okay,
Which is good.
I wouldn't, you know, tired of having my vehicle sit outside, you
No, I
know,
wanna see- yeah.
in the
Mhm.
rain, and I mean, I have not that it really matters to any of this, but I bought a 2019 Ford, it sat out in the rain, the windshield leaked, and now it's been sitting down at the Ford dealership for 5 months because they can't get the parts. So,
And we're not here to stop you from building a garage on your property by any means, but it just needs to fit within the zoning and
Well,
the codes.
I understand, but I don't wanna have to, you know, put my garage
Push
back
it back.
here, and then, okay, so you get out of your car, and then take a half a mile
Yeah.
walk up to your
Right.
house.
Right.
Or in the wintertime, trudge through the snow.
but again, if we were to trust the scale that you've got here, it would certainly look as though you've got another 10 feet without interfering with.
What would
Yeah.
it
Could
take,
you
what would it
check-
take to find where the lateral is? Where your last lateral is?
I don't know, like, well, the paperwork that I have, it's just proposed
No, right now,
ladder. I mean, I could have a septic guy come out and maybe they could find it. I know where the center of the tank is.
Yep.
But you can see in the lawn, you can see some of the dips of the legs.
so if you can guesstimate and figure out where you think the last leg is, dig down and find it, we know we gotta have 10 feet to the edge. And then maybe bring the building over another 7 feet and get as close to that setback as possible. I think that would make it a little bit more, right now, everything is just a guess, so this here, nobody really has any.
Yeah, you got,
Clear
you got a
indication,
big
good point.
unknown where this.
Maybe call in one of the septic, you have a septic person that lives near you, right?
I don't know.
Halsted, or maybe he's not there where Kevin had.
No, he's
Any
down.
chance the previous owner installed it and they'd remember, or their
He-
septic guy would know?
He gave me all the previous owner had the
Right.
house built, like, you know, it's a modular or whatever, you know, and he had all of that built, so I have all of that paperwork
Mhm.
of who did it. It's close as too far as like when I originally had to find the top of the septic tank, it was off by a couple feet here or there, but I was able to find it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, so I could probably do that myself and try to remeasure it all out. I
Yeah.
did have the property after all this was submitted, I had a whole nother survey just recently done on the property. You know, so
If it's a right of way, what's the hardship of granting the variance? Nobody's gonna be building there, nobody's gonna be neighboring to us. It's a
It's-
right of way. that
Yeah, but
runs
it's
through
still,
there.
but it's the legal, the right of way goes through the legal property line. That's why you have the right of way. So Donald Tricky's property, it's that we still have, that line is still in existence. He pays taxes on that. he granted that property, that right of way to this taxable lot, you guys, but he still pays taxes on that property that's owned.
We should mention that we tried to buy that property, so we
Yeah.
could have more room to build, because we need a bigger shop. I have a family-run business, I'm not gonna be running the business out of location, but I need some storage space
Mhm.
and accessibility to get equipment out quickly.
Well, that's fine.
And my question is, and I'm not trying to be, and I hope I'm not coming across, but if there's a right of way there, nobody's ever gonna build there. And I understand what the state guidelines are, however, you guys can grant a variance if you want to. So what is the problem with granting a variance on a right of way that's never gonna have, it's not gonna be a property, there's not gonna be a
We-
neighbor there?
We're not authorized to grant a variance unless you can demonstrate the hardship, and we're not there at this point yet.
No. And again, it goes back to that legal line lot. So the zoning, the code says 15 feet off of that line. Now, you guys happen to have the variance, that works for, or I'm sorry, you guys happen to have the right of way, and that works for you guys to get in and out of your property. But we still, that lot line is still there. You know, if Donald Trickey decides to do and agrees to a lot line adjustment of sorts and purchase that from him, great, then you guys can build a 60-foot shop.
How would you do that if that's the only access they have to their property?
They can never sell that.
Yeah, I don't
Right,
it's a good-
I don't
exactly.
have the answers.
Donald Trickey's not even
Hence
alive.
the hard,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah.
I know.
So,
If you
Um,
had a septic person come in and give you an idea where your lines are and how close you could come to those and not disrupt them.
I think that would be
might be
best.
able to give you 10 feet.
I think
Yeah.
that,
There's
Close
not a lot of
to 10
disruption
feet.
with a pole barn either, I wouldn't think, unless you go right through one of those
That's
fingers.
not something we're willing to compromise, it's already $85,000 estimate for the size of the pole barn that we'd like. There's the last thing I'm gonna do is screw up the septic.
No, I
That's
know,
why
I
you have
mean,
to know, that's why you have to know where it is
Yeah.
too,
yeah,
I don't
instead
wanna-
of guessing.
You know, if, say I do build close to that and that messes up my septic system,
No,
now all of a sudden, I can't rebuild my septic system. I
Right.
have to put a
We'll have to put a
transvac system
yeah,
in my
transvac.
backyard.
That's the
Which-
10-foot, that's why there's the
Yeah.
10-foot,
And
separation
that's-
for those two.
Again, this is my major concern is I don't wanna mess with that. You know, you're putting that building there. I wanna try to keep, so I don't have to drive over top of my leach field to get into my
Right.
backyard. You know, even if I build a garage and it's 10 feet off, if you wanna get down alongside that garage, I have to drive on my leach field.
So what do you guys
15
need, a
feet on
letter
the
from
other
the
side.
septic person?
If it's put in the proper spot, then you have 15 feet on the other side.
Not at the existing, I'd have to narrow the building down.
No.
so this is
You
what
got 52, looks like there's 52 feet on the side of your house,
If the property goes,
to the property line,
yep, on that corner, yes.
Right. okay? So we're doing 30. So that gives you 20.
The well
22.
line is there where you're looking,
No, there's no.
the well line's
actually,
in the
it's a
front
good
of the
thing, let's
house,
scale up
52
the,
feet to our right of way.
They had
The
it.
well line
Well,
is there.
where I'm going to the side of the house to the lot, to your
I
line,
know what he's talking about.
Oh,
to your property line
I got
It's
property
52
line
feet.
measurements too, so.
from the front of your house. So you could move it off, not necessarily next to your house, so I understand you may not want that. But you still got enough room there. The unknown is where the septic is, and that's kind of a big unknown, that's something you gotta know. You gotta know too.
Yeah, I mean, I have a great idea. I mean, like,
There's 16.
I've slowly over the years, I mean, the lines they dip down, you know, so I've been trying to fill them back in.
Let's
You know, so
go
your lawn's not all back, you know, and you have a nice back lawn.
30 by 80.
So
So-
this would be my recommendation to you guys, to be find that farthest lateral, mark it out exactly, get, 10 feet off of that. And see if we can get this to work within the code, within the zoning, because right now, nothing here warrants a variance.
It'll probably be right where the garage is.
I just-
Right.
Scaled up the tax lot, the dimensions we've got across here. And this is 30 feet, this is 60 feet. He should have room to
Okay.
have the
Yeah, well,
setback
that's,
and
yeah,
not interfere
let
with.
we'll let the septic
Right.
people or the landowner, homeowner, find their lateral. but unfortunately, I'm gonna make a motion to deny this application.
I'm curious to hear what you were saying.
No, I'm just saying, I just scaled up your aerial photo with the dimensions we had from your tax lot. And if your drawing is roughly to scale here, you would seem to have the room.
That is not even close to
Yes.
scale.
Okay.
I'm not.
The tax
wrong.
map.
The building,
That's just
building
a
certainly
sharp
seems
marker.
close to scale.
That's,
I didn't know what you guys needed, you know what I mean, so
Yeah.
I just drew a picture myself.
But the tax map also, after we had our survey, the most recent survey.
Yep.
Our neighbor's, half of his driveway is on our property. And if you look at the tax map online, it doesn't look like that
Right.
is true. And I tend to trust the surveyor,
Yeah,
right?
those
more than-
GIS maps are always like 10 to 15 feet off.
Yeah.
So we're
Either
gonna
way.
need something a little bit more specific and
So
accurate.
for the septic specifically, what do you want us to do? Dig a hole and come here and testify in front of you to say that it's right here and it's only 10 feet off the existing building? Or do you need a letter from a septic person?
No,
Or do you need
I
us to
wanna,
have a lawyer draw up a,
what I want
Statement.
is to find that farthest lateral.
Yeah.
Be 10 feet away from it, be able to put your building there, and then still have our 15-foot setback. And you don't need a variance at all. That's best case scenario.
if
You're home
the,
free.
if the final line, move it over toward the,
If it's a foot or two, well, I could see this board probably granting it in your favor. But right now, at 10 feet, we're not going to. There's-
10 feet with an unknown.
With an unknown,
Right,
correct.
that's really, that's the
Yeah.
holdup, the hangup, I think.
Yeah.
Is that you're coming here for 10 feet and you don't know if you need 1 foot or if you need 11 feet, right? You don't know what you need accurately to come to the board, so
And we are looking at this property and going back to New York State zoning. This is a self-inflicted problem. You have a buildable lot with multiple, with plenty of acreage to build this structure. We aren't taking into consideration feet from house or walking or that kind of stuff. That stuff doesn't warrant a variance in the eyes of New York State, unfortunately. So I'll make a motion to deny this application. All in favor?
do we deny or postpone?
Well, he's gonna have to resubmit an application, right, in April?
Okay.
I
I've
don't
never-
know.
I've never
I-
postponed an application.
Yeah, I would amend your motion to say, we're denying it.
Oh, yeah,
For.
we're denying
for
this
the opportunity
application
to
and,
develop better
correct,
information.
any other applications, we'll certainly take a look at. You come back to us and say, listen, this is where the line is, I need 2 feet, show it on a survey.
You want up, right, so.
Yeah, there's, so
updated
we're
survey
denying,
showing
we're gonna,
Exactly,
let me clarify this,
So
we'll make
the
a,
new build, the
I'm
new
so confused
proposed
'cause I haven't
building
got an
and where the
answer.
septic is.
what do you need to show for the septic? Do you need us to dig a hole and come here and testify and tell you how far the
Need a map.
the final?
We're gonna need a drawing
Drawing.
that actually shows its relationship to the house and its relationship to your lot
I can
lines.
draw it, or I need a septic person to draw it, or I need a surveyor
I
to
don't think you need a
probably a
professional
letter,
to.
yeah, a letter
And who
would be
would that be?
ideal. Green County
Surveyor.
Septic or
Yeah,
somebody like
A
that.
Or the
surveyor or a
surveyor.
septic person can make me a drawing? Okay,
Yeah, if the septic person could say definitely, this is your leach field and it's here,
okay,
and if it would give you room, that would be good.
Yeah.
This is the extent of it, so.
And you never come back here and you get your 15 feet and you're free and you can pull a permit and build and that would be best case scenario. And that's what I hope happens. But right now, nothing here warrants a variance. So we're going to deny this application, and we'll look at any other future applications with maps or letters with, from a licensed, septic contractor and, or surveyor.
Yeah.
Okay.
so do I have to file like another building permit and get denied to get another?
No, I think all you have to do
No.
is talk to a surveyor, talk to a septic guy, get it mapped out on a licensed survey map, and then,
Reach back
Present
out,
it
reach
to
back
the
out
board
out to
again.
April and we'll get you on a meeting if that's the case.
Okay,
Hopefully you never have to come back here.
Yeah, if that be the case, if you have plenty of room to do it, then you don't need anything.
Yeah.
You've got it all.
So,
and if I don't,
if you don't have the room. once the survey is complete and everything's marked out,
Reach back
then
out to April.
We'll
come back
definitely
to
take a
me
look
and
Get you
we'll
on the,
basically, I would say basically resubmit this with the new map and the new information.
correct.
Then you got accurate information for us to make a decision on.
Okay,
And you do as well to build, so you're not
If you build right now,
guessing and hoping.
if you dig right now and you were a foot away from your septic line, as what you're presenting to us, then you're in trouble, right? For yourself, so
correct.
it only behooves all of us for you
Yep.
to find out where we're
I
supposed to.
understand.
So I make a motion to deny this application, open to any other further applications with, either a survey map or a letter from a licensed, septic contractor. All in favor?
Aye.
We need a second. I'll second it.
Oh, it needs, yes.
Yep.
Second.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you guys.
Okay,
Hope you guys
So-
can build your shed.
If you guys are gonna go for it, just contact me when you have a map that outlines the proposed new garage and its relation to the septic lateral.
will do.
And then we'll do this again.
Thank
All
you.
right,
Hopefully not, hopefully you guys are gonna come back in
Had
here.
enough room,
Best
but
case
you guys are
scenario.
happy enough with it.
Are you allowed to build a second driveway off a right of way?
Off of a right of way? I know
Yeah, right of
only
ways.
2 driveways are allowed off of an easement. So is it an easement that you have
It's a
on
right of way.
his?
They're usually 60 feet.
Right, 60 feet right away?
It's-
That's
a 60
what they were
it's a
saying.
60.
It's in your deed then. It would
Yes.
be in your deed.
yeah, I think you guys have a copy.
We do have a copy of it, yeah.
So,
Because if we can, it makes the back half of our property.
yeah, I don't.
Yeah, that I had in here, but if you wanna take it back
I
since
don't,
we're
I
not.
got more copies of that. It
Okay,
doesn't matter.
I mean, I would just keep it here in the folder
Yeah.
until further,
Like I said, I just had the property surveyed, I don't know, a month or 2 ago. I finally got all of that back in. It took me a little over a year to get a surveyor to come survey
Oh,
the
yeah.
property.
It does take a lot of time.
18 months, it took 18
It's
months.
not cheap and
There's
it
three
takes forever.
different surveyors.
If you get ties off your house, he can give you a map real quick with that point on it.
Yeah, and just keep using whoever you use, cause he'll have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like,
You can put your lateral on right if you get
Right,
ties
and
in the
he'll be
lateral,
able
you
to
can drop
just
your
set
lateral
the new
right on.
proposed house on there too, with the setbacks and stuff, so.
Yeah,
hopefully it
I'll
won't
talk to him more.
Cost you too much more, but.
Okay.
Thank you.
thank you guys.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Thank you.
Let's use this for.
Alright,
Uh,
Minutes.
I make a motion to approve the May 6th, 2026 meeting minutes.
Second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Alright, I'll make a motion to close, June, 2026 zoning board of appeals meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Alright. I hope we don't have to see them again, and,
That's
and I get to fit it right in.